see the way they hate. And I know better than to listen to the people who are calling us slaves. I can feel the sunlight shining.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Brian, and today is Friday, August 16th, 2024, and this is episode 755 of the Lost Project podcast, and it's titled, Who is Gary Busey? It's Friday, and time for another TikTok conspiracy show. We're going to be talking Gary Busey, the Pope, Walmart, and so much more. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. We made it to Friday. That's always good. Let's grab the chat over here, see who's hanging out. We got busy one already this morning. Pip forgot his tinfoil hat, but that's all right. We have community here. Rachel's Wilder Life popped in too, and she said she's got foil to spare. She'll make him up one. Jamie, good morning. Off-grid ping says, you know, the cool thing about tinfoil hats is they work, and I'm not sure about the reason they work. I could come up with a few. Good morning, Pickle Pete. Thanks for stopping in. And Rewilder Life thinks this one's going to be a zinger. Yeah, you know, we'll figure it out. Good morning, Jim. How we doing? I hope all is well with you. I think you're here and over on Nostr. Good morning, Canadian Farmstead, and Cormac stopping in this morning. Mike's Homestead, how we doing? And Hunter over on Twitch as always. Whew. Good morning, guys. Well, I don't know. Everything's it's one of those everything's half an inch off mornings. Every time I move my hands, go to pick something up, stub my toe, everything's like a half an inch off. I don't know if the universe shifted last night, if we're in another dimension or something like that. But man, half an inch off, knocking shit over, stubbing my toe, stubbing my fingers. It's one of those days. So I guess that's your first conspiracy of the day. It's Drake loves kids. I'm not sure why Drake loves kids, but good morning over there on the vertical feed. Appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, I don't know. Another dimension, new dimension overnight. Pickle Pete says it's CERN. They fired up CERN, and we're just off a little bit. And Rewilder Life says I need salt. Like drinking a gallon of salt water every couple hours, like my guest said way back for a while. Brandon on the go. In with his joke. Brandon, you do realize that the super chat would be for me, and I would tell the joke, but I do appreciate you coming dropping a joke every day for sure. Brandon on the go in the vertical feed says, I bought a new blindfold, but I can't see myself wearing it. Ooh. Whew. Huh. I'll give that a 5 out of 5 on the dad joke side. Congratulations, Brandon. You win the Friday morning prize. I'm not sure what that is. So anyway, coffee. What is in the cup? That's been the savior this morning. I've started to get more on track as I have a little bit more of this light Ethiopian from foodforestfarms.com. Foodforestfarms.com's owner and main coffee roaster there, Pickle Pete Pacific Northwest, is in the main chat. Pickle Pete's main account, Food Forest Farms, somehow got delinked from my YouTube, and for some reason I can't see his comments ever. So he made up a new name and came on over, but I think you should try foodforestfarms.com coffee for sure. It is fantastic. I've from the first time I had it, that's all that I've wanted to buy. I haven't wanted to try anything else, and I definitely know that it's better than my Folgers. Oh, excuse me, Pickle Pete. I do remember this. Pickle Pete is now just the roast master and head idea guy at Food Forest Farms, he actually sold it. He sold the business to Chicken Joe. And if you know Food Forest Farms, you'll know who Chicken Joe is, and it'll all make sense at that point. But Pickle Pete is no longer the CEO. He just roasts the coffee, comes up with all the fantastic ideas. So you should head over to foodforestfarms.com and check out the air roasted coffee, and also check out the C4 Club while you're there. Need information about the C4 Club? You can reach out to me. I'm a member. I'm not only the member, I'm a member. I don't know. It doesn't work when you're not the owner, but well, anyway, C4 Club. It's a fantastic coffee club. You want more information, you can reach out to me. You can email me, info@thelotsproject.com. You can send me a message on Telegram or get a hold of Brian through the Food Forest Farms website. All right, Conspiracy Friday. So for a while there, we were doing for a while. Well, Pickle Pete says, who wouldn't want a condo in Seattle for $480 a year? That's a little misleading. It's probably, what is it? Is that 8 stays or is that 4? That's 6 stays, 8 stays for $480 a year, I believe. It's not really a condo. Can't go stay there year round for $480 a year. I mean, there's plenty of people. There's plenty of 8 days. That's right. There's plenty of people sleeping on the highway in their RVs in the greater Seattle area. That if there is a $480 a year condo, I think your spot would be full. Oh, timeshare. Yeah, it's pretty much timeshare. It's a great deal. It really is. And you got a Sherpa. You got a Sherpa at your hire if you're out there for an event or something. So. Anyway, I used to do the TikTok conspiracy theory pretty thick, and it was really good fodder before the eclipse. When we were having the eclipse here in the U.S. and everybody was all wound up that it was the end of the world, or whatever they were talking about, we talked about all sorts of theories. The giants were waking up. The giants are waking up. The faults are gonna crack, and blah blah blah, and all sorts of different things coming out of the eclipse. But there was also a lot of other stuff going on too that spurred a lot of conspiracy. We went pretty heavy on it. It was probably a month or more in a row, and before that, we were doing some conspiracies on Tuesdays, on Tinfoil Tuesdays. But I pulled away for a little bit. I didn't want you guys to think that I'm really fucking crazy. I mean, I'm a base level crazy for sure, but not full blown crazy. And I do have to preface this with, just because I talk about these, just because I indulge these ideas, does not necessarily mean that I believe all of them. Oh geez, Pickle Pete said he had a fun one. He had a fun one on Tuesday. Had to charge for bodily fluid disposal. Ooh. I don't even want to go down that road. But anyway, just because I read them, just because I indulge them, Jim says I'm regular crazy. Yeah, I'm mild to midline crazy, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, so when the lightning happened, our lightning strike happened, and our internet was out for 10 days, 11 days. I didn't open TikTok once. I didn't have enough service. When I went places that I had enough service, Jamie says for sure, you're only crazy till you're right. Then isn't that the truth? You're only crazy till you're right. Rewilder Life says her crazy depends on the day. Today might be a super crazy day. Anyway, I did open TikTok for 11 days. It was refreshing. I'm not going to lie. There is a lot of garbage on there, and it is super addicting. If you don't throttle yourself. And since then, it's been very limited. I think one of the benefits coming out of our little fiasco there that we had, Nico wonders if I support the Second Amendment and what do you carry? I support the right to defend myself, and it's none of your fucking business what I carry. Good morning, Nico. Thanks for joining the super chat or the vertical feed. Drop a super chat. I'll tell you what I carry. At the moment, I'm sitting in my bedroom, and I don't have anything on me. Well, there's one gun that I always carry. Nico, in the past, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be that big of a dick, but in the past, I've carried a PK 380 in the summer when I'm wearing shorts and light clothes. In the winter, I would carry a Glock 23 and 40. Also had a Springfield 40. Have several other 9mm small guns, things like that. Blah blah blah. You know. Thanks for stopping. Hit the like, hit the sub. I appreciate you. Pip says my Native American name is walks in with a 9. Oh, I like it. Anyway, I think one of the benefits coming out of our lightning thing when we lost internet for 11 days was that my social media consumption changed. Definitely consumption changed. The Friday I went to do laundry and groceries and all of that when we didn't have internet. I have internet in Savannah. I have cell service. I have plenty of cell service. I didn't open TikTok once. I think I rewired that a little bit. I've purposely gone there for short periods of time to look for this kind of stuff, to watch videos that Corey sends me or Kyle, the Backwoods Butcher, sends me some stuff, and all sorts of stuff. So it's limited. Extremely limited compared to what it was, and it's intentional. And I haven't quite deleted Facebook off my phone yet because there's some things that I do there that I've realized I've been having to open the app to do functionality of some of the stuff that I do for the show and Amazon, things like that. So I haven't quite deleted Facebook yet, but Pickle Pete says you confused the algos. I confused the algos. I confused the algos before I did that. I searched so much weird shit on TikTok and everything looking for show topics that they have no idea what's going on with me. But anyway, I hopped on last Friday, maybe Monday. I don't remember what day it was, but I hopped on and man, they really must know that I like the conspiracy TikToks, because I was sitting there for just like a couple minutes. I was like, I'm gonna go on here. I'm gonna clear these messages, blah blah blah. And I got into the main home feed, and it was like 3 in a row that were just bangers. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, well. Half hour shot. Let me do some show research. Conspiracy theories on TikTok. Now, a lot of these guys are they label their stuff as satire, and I'm not really sure if they label it satire to not be banned, to not be shadow banned, if they label it satire because it actually is. But they do. Some of these accounts that I see do very well. Do a really good job on their videos to where, maybe not. Who knows? But anyway, let's get to it. First one we're going to talk about is from a guy named, I'm going to pop it up here. If you're on the vertical feed, I apologize. I can only get it up on one screen. But getting old, I'm gonna pop it up on here. This guy Flat Earther 2.0. He's pretty funny, dude. He does a lot with facial recognition. He does a lot of comparing. He's got a base theory of a lot of celebrities. A lot of people that you think are actually played by other people. So he does the matchup half and half face, and I caught this one of Gary Busey, and I really like Gary Busey. I think he's a good actor. He's a little off his rocker. He fits right into my wheelhouse. That motorcycle accident where he cracked his noggin probably didn't help much, but or maybe it helped a lot. But I've always thought he looked off. I always thought that his face never really quite looked the same from time to time to see him. And then I see this video, and I have no idea if you guys are going to be able to hear the audio because of this new computer setup. I don't know if StreamYard puts out the computer from the system or from my speakers. So let me play it. If there's no audio, I apologize. But it's a 1-minute video, and if you're watching the video, you'll get the gist.
I'm working on something that I don't think anybody is ready for. And I mean anybody. Even the most awake of the most awake. That's Tom Brady. And that's Gary Busey. And I'm going to do a good old fully researched video on my main account, but I figured why not drop a few hints on my backup account. And if you can't see some of these are masks, well, then you're just not looking. And like I said, I'm going to do a full breakdown of this on my main account, in fact.
All right, could you guys hear what he was saying? Because I can barely hear what he's saying here. But anyway, this guy's got a theory that that Gary Busey for the last 40 years has been being played. Oh, nice. You guys heard it. Nice. I'm going to play the rest of it then. I'll play the rest of it because I've heard it, but I can't barely hear it. So here you go.
Here's a little sneak peek if you go subscribe on my main account. But for now, I'm just going to keep that hamster wheel going. But if you go subscribe, you'll get that sneak peek. Otherwise, you might just have to wait until I'm fully done because I think this one is going to be pretty good. I'm working on something that I don't.
All right, so I watched that one, and then I went down the rabbit hole. I went to his main page where he was talking about and watched his video on Gary Busey. His theory is that Gary Busey from the 1980s till today has been actually just a character. And if you look at his face and change and match it up, he has come to the conclusion that he has been being played by NFL quarterbacks as they retire from football as an interview process to becoming a sportscaster. So Gary Busey is the tryout for these quarterbacks to become announcers. He matches them up from the 1980s quarterback Boomer Esiason, the 1990s quarterback John Elway, and now currently they have him matched up with Tom Brady. When he does the facial match, when he splits their faces and does the comparisons on like the way their lips line up, the wrinkles in their forehead, different scars and marks, it's uncanny. Like I'm pretty sure this guy's this guy's editing these. This may be AI comparison, but holy crap, he does a convincing job. So this led me to watch some more of his videos, to go down the rabbit hole a little further. And he's got some interesting theories on some folks that may not really be who they seem. And it would make sense in this day and age. Excuse me. It would make sense in this day and age. And some of the questions that people have had, he also has a, Jim says if only he put his talents to good use. I mean, I'm guessing he's making a pretty good income on TikTok looking at the views he gets on his videos. Just saying. He's putting them to good use for himself. He's definitely prospering. Rewilder Life says has he done one on Brandon? And that's what I was going to get to. One before that. Yes, he has done one on Brandon, and I'll tell you who here in just a second. But before that, he believes too that Paul Walker did not die. Paul Walker disappeared and has reappeared as Tim Ballard. You guys know who Tim Ballard is? I recognize the name. I'm not a big movie director guy. I've never really been really much of actors or directors. But Tim Ballard, the guy that wrote Sound of Freedom movie that was recently popular, a little bit of controversy around him here and there, and some other conspiracy theories that have popped up about him. But he matches him up with Paul Walker, and the timing and the facial features and all stuff. So I was a little more convinced, and then we got to Brandon, old Poopy Joe, old Sniffy Joe. I think he's actually being held against his will at this point. It's crazy that guy is supposedly the leader of our country. But anyway, he's got a running theory on Biden that he's been played by actually several different people. One being Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey took the reins at one point, and then most recently, the dude from Saturday Night Live, tall, skinny, goofy, like kind of an idiot, Jim Davidson. He just recently got sent off to rehab because he's a drug addict and alcoholic and all sorts of stuff. But wouldn't it be convenient if he could just disappear when Biden all of a sudden changed his gait, changed his height, changed his kind of facial features just a little bit? He looks a little younger. He looks a little more spry. Maybe they took old Jim Davidson and said, "You got the role of a lifetime, brother. You're going to be playing old Sniffy Joe for the remainder of the presidency." Guy had some pretty convincing stuff on it. So he is definitely all about these masks. He puts out there that the mask technology that we see in the movies is not that far off. The fact that they can put these masks, human-like masks, on these folks, and it really sets in, and you can change a lot of the makeup of the face, but the stuff that he Jim says probably getting better than Scale for that gig. I think that might be one that you're told you're going to do. I don't know. Well, yeah. I mean, all for one for all. I mean, there's also a theory out there that all these dead celebrities, all the celebrities that have died, have actually just retired. They wanted out. They didn't want to do it anymore. And you can't really just escape the public eye like that. You just don't disappear. And they're all just kind of off somewhere together. And they've disappeared. They unalived themselves to a new life and retired from public eye. And as the one video that the guy was talking about that, he even played up and used some really convincing evidence of a Bud Light commercial. And I do kind of recall the commercial. I don't know if you guys recall the Bud Light commercial where all the dead celebrities are on the island and the boat's going by and they all like start putting up the fake trees and everything, and it's got Forever Young playing in the background. You guys recall that one? That was the guy's evidence that they've been thumbing our nose at us all this time, and all these celebrities are actually living on an island. So the facial recognition guy, I gotta take his word for it a little bit more than the guy that uses the Bud Light commercial to propose his theory. Jim says, haven't you heard all the dead celebrities went to Epstein Island and are now being eliminated? Eliminated? Wait, they're dead and now they're being eliminated? I heard something about them digging shit up on Epstein Island. That stuff's getting a little freaky there for sure. But Anyway, that was Gary Busey. Gary Busey's been being played by NFL quarterbacks for the last 40 years as his facial features and his mannerisms. This guy goes even down the line of going back and seeing speeches that Gary Busey gave that line up with topics that the person playing him is interested in. Most recently, since his retirement, a lot of the speeches that Busey's been giving have been about sleep and this, that, and the other thing, and they're all hot button topics that Tom Brady always speaks on or supports, talks about, different things like that. He's a little bit into stuff, but Rewilder's life says, I confess I'm a former star, but I'm building a homestead. We have greatness in our presence. Rewilder life. Pickle Pete says there's a big city on the backside of the moon. Okay. Well, we're going to move on. We're going to move on to the Pope, guys. What do you know about the Pope? Not the current Pope, other than he might be one of the most important popes that there is. So have you ever heard of the Prophecy of the Pope? The book, The Prophecy of the Pope. This is a book that was found in the Vatican archives back in the 1500s. It was written by a guy named Malachi of Armaga. It's full of cryptic phrases. Jim says that whole fish thing on Friday was bullshit. There's 111 phrases in this book called The Prophecy of the Pope, and it's predicted every pope correctly from 1143 until the current Pope Francis. That's a long time. That's a pretty good track record. You guys, any ideas, any guesses on who he's going to predict as the next pope? Pickle P says he wants to see Pope Francis take on Donald Trump in a WWE match. I mean, that would probably be a good pay-per-view. Any idea who Malachi of Armaga predicts as the next pope? Yeah, there isn't one. From 1143 to the current Pope Francis, the next pope is just listed as in Judgment Day. There's also more evidence to suggest that Pope Francis might be the end of the papal rule. And whether this is the end of the earth or whether this is the end of the Catholic Church, I'm not sure. I haven't decided on that yet. But if you go to St. Paul's Basilica and you go into the conservatory, I believe is what it is the term for it. There's a ring around, and there's a picture of every pope. There's a picture of every pope around the ring. And when you get to Pope Francis, there's only one spot left. And the theory through ages has been when all the room is gone around the ring, when all the room is done around the ring, that's the end. That's the end of the world. That's Judgment Day. Well, we've gone all around, and we got one slot left for one more pope. And Malachi Armaga said that, there's Francis, and then there's to be in Judgment Day. So are they going to put a picture of Judgment Day up on the ring? Is there going to be a pope that reigns during Judgment Day? I'm not sure. I haven't really gone down that far yet. But one more compelling, there's two more compelling thoughts to the fact that the end of the Catholic Church or the end of the world may be coming. Rewilder Life says, I think this has been predicted for the Mayan calendar. Oh, there's been plenty. But this is a 4-pack that all line up together. Weird that they were written by the same person or people that are trying to make a point. Maybe. But anyway, so we got the prophecy of the Pope with Malachi Armaga getting all the popes right up to Francis and now saying no more. We got the St. Paul's Basilica with the ring of popes, and there's just no more room after. There's room for one more, after Francis. There was another prediction made out there. There was another prediction out there in one of the books. I don't believe I got the name of who. Good morning, John Palmer. Of who predicted this one? If it was in the prophecy of the Pope, but anyway, they started laying out timelines and said, it's going to be 422 years until the mid-pope, the midway, the halfway pope, the halftime show pope. I don't know. From the first pope to the middle pope, there's going to be 422 years. And then there's going to be 422 years after the middle pope. Now, they've been making this prediction prior to this happening. This isn't something that they went back and they calculated out the numbers, I guess. But the midpoint pope plus 422 years will be the end. This is the end. Solid Doors song there. But if you look at the middle pope, 422 years in, you find that pope. They had his name. I forgot to jot it down here. Excuse me. Sorry. Hotkey. If you go to the middle pope and then you add 422 years, you get the year 2027. We're in 2024, pushing on 2025. Pope Francis, he's in pretty good health. He's from what I understand, he can probably hold out another 2 years, 2.5 years. Hunter says, Hunter says, is that 422 years? Then Pope Bob, after he dies, add 422. You know what? I didn't dig that far into this one because I was like, that's kind of pretty sketchy. But yes, Hunter, I can look into that for you. Whether it is 422 years until the incarnation, what do they call it when they make the Pope? When smoke comes out of the stack and they pick the Pope, what is that called? An incarnation? Is that called I don't know. Hunter's wondering if the 422 years is to the start of his papal residency, and then the next 422 come after, or if it restarts at the beginning. I'm not sure. They didn't really explain that far. Reweiler Life says, I'm not Catholic. Me neither. if you couldn't tell. Hunter's wondering if it's the poping. Hey guys, the smoke's coming out. The poping's coming soon. God. But anyway, the midpoint plus 422 years. I mean, it'd be easy to calculate. If anybody wants to pull up the papal legacy and subtract 422 from 2027. So what is that? 1605. Was there a pope? Pre-Wilder Life wonders if it was supposed to be 420. 1605. Did a pope? I mean, the math is there. Somebody pull up the papal registry. Jamie escaped the Catholic cult a long time ago. I've been to many Catholic churches. I dated. I've dated a couple of Catholic girls actually, and one significantly. I attended church with her family quite often, and weddings, and yeah, not for me. The Pip says the papal tiara is for the newly elected popes. Anyway, 2027 is the year that lands on. However, the math shakes out, whether it is from the poping or the death of the Pope, the middle Pope. I don't know. Maybe the middle Pope was only around for less than a year. I don't know who the middle Pope was. Who was the middle Pope? But anyway, maybe he was just a year, and it's an irrelevant question, Hunter. Before you bring your questions to this show, you better have your research done, because I certainly don't. Pickle Pete says 420 is a magical number. It makes my weed disappear. Anyway, remember 2027. It all lines up to 2027. But there was another weird coincidence with 2027. Pope John the 23rd. How many fucking popes are there? How many fucking popes are there? Did you guys hear about the little kid that came home from church and told his mom that the priest made him wash his mouth out with soap? And mom said, "What did you do? Say something naughty?" He says, "No, he said he had to get his DNA out of there." John the 23rd, Pope John the 23rd, has been credited with saying that the world will be as old. The world will be 2,000 years plus the life of Jesus when it ends, or when Judgment Day comes, or whatever they're pushing these days. I don't know when John the 23rd was around, and he's assuming that time mark stamp starts at their arbitrary day in history when supposedly Jesus was born. But they said 2,000 years plus the life of Jesus. 2,000 years plus the life of Jesus, starting at 0 at AD BC timeline. I'm pretty sure they said Jesus was 27. So 2,000 plus 27 is 2,027, which makes the year 0 plus 2027, 2027. The same day that the midpoint guy said, we're running out of space on the papal ring. We got the prophecy of the Pope saying that Francis is the last one. Guys, you're gonna die soon. We're all dying. We're all dying. Mike Somsen said 33. Is that how many popes there's been, Mike? Everybody says Jesus was 33. This guy said Jesus was 27. This is all fucked up, guys. Are you sure? So, was he 33? How long did the whole Jesus killing thing happen? How long did that take? Off-Grid Ping says, however, there are questions to his birth year. There's questions about his birth year, birthday, and for some reason the Christians decided to celebrate his birthday in fucking December when he would have actually been born in like May or June or some shit like that. And he also isn't white. So let's say he's 27 and a quarter minus 33 plus 2,000. Maybe. The weather doesn't line up. Like, nothing lines up for him to be born in December. Fucking assholes. Hunter says, look, gasp, not white Jesus. I might need to come up with an alter ego online persona named not white Jesus. Wait. Mike says, wait, have you met him? What color was he? Well, he's from the Middle East. He's not Anglo. He's not white bread. He's not Balio. He's not Balio. He was Arab. He was a Middle Eastern Jew. Hunter gives a succinct description of Jesus as the short little Jewish guy, Palestinian color. But when you write the book, when you guys write the story, you can make the characters whatever you want. Make the characters whatever you want. I don't know. I saw a really disturbing meme yesterday, and it was something like it was something. I think I said something like Christians if atheists are wrong, and or wait, it was Christians if Christians were wrong. And it had a guy with a sanctimonious fucking grin on his face, like, told you so. Yeah, just like whatever. And then it said atheists if they're wrong. Oh no, it's Christians if they're wrong and atheists if they're wrong. And he was like burning in hell. And I'm like, it's the price for a good time, guys. Mike Homestead is wondering if he had a towel on his head. I don't know. I literally saw an AI recreation of what someone from that time period, from that area of the world would look like, and the dude looked like Tiger Woods. Like, seriously, he looked like it could have been Tiger Woods' ancestor. So, there. He had slightly almond eyes and very dark olive complexion. Jim says, I'm pretty sure he was a darker shade of light, or he's a light in the darkness or something like that. Pip says he needs to watch Dogma again. It's Rufus, the Black 13th Apostle. Hunter's wondering, Hunter's contemplating and thinking back through his memory banks, and he's never met a Jewish carpenter. But he's met a half Jewish superintendent. Jesus Christ. I don't know. I'll have to disagree with you on that one, Jamie. Jamie says, I'm not even sure how atheism exists. There's no way you can look out at our surroundings and not see intelligent design. I look around me all the time and see plenty of not intelligence. Now they're arguing about togas and sheets. Okay. All right. Moving on. I'm not saying you're wrong, Jamie, on the intelligent design. I'm just saying that there's room for interpretation of what causes intelligent design, and the perspective in which you look at it really determines how you feel that it must have been created. Computer programmers are pretty good too. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to Walmart. Hunter says, regardless, there's glory in the sunrise. There is. There really is. There really is. We'll move on here. Little Mandela effect popping up. Popped into my preview that I put on the list here. So, do you guys remember back when Walmart wasn't the super center that it is now? And then before they had groceries, before they had just enormous labyrinths of consumerism and the people of Walmart, and back when they were the small stores. You remember when Walmart had the electronics department right in the center of the store, and you'd walk down and you went into the electronics department, and it was like its own little section within the store. When all the aisles were super tiny, but they packed so much shit. Now they're really big and they pack more shit into them. But when they were little tiny stores and the aisles were barely wide enough, hey, Cuphead plush adventures on the vertical feed. Hey, again, I changed my name. I was Fire GT. Well, thanks for stopping in again. Hit that sub. All those names can sub separately. Appreciate it. So back when Walmart, Pip says Pepperidge Farms remembers. Do you remember what they sold on the back wall in these stores? You remember when you walked all the way to the back, it was usually right in the middle. When you got to the back wall, what was on the back wall of the Walmart stores when they were small? Because I remember as a kid, when I first went to a Walmart, actually it wasn't really a kid. I remember when I went to the Walmart, Hunter said guns. No, they still sell guns at Walmart in the sporting goods section. I used to walk to the back and it was my favorite part of the Walmart. I guess this would have been probably in the late 90s. Hunter gets it, and no one else is over on Twitch with Hunter, so I can still hide his answer here. But Hunter nailed it. They used to have a wall of fish tanks. They used to have a wall of fish tanks in Walmart. You could buy tropical fish, just like the pet store. You could go back there. You could hunt yourself down a customer service representative, and they would come over with their little net. They would dip into the tank and get your fish, and you could take it home and put it in the tank, and hopefully it survived. They sold fish. According to this lady, I saw this lady. She is saying that they're trying to say that Walmart never sold fish. That Walmart never had the fish tanks in the back. Good Ping says, I miss the fish tank aisle, even though he's never seemed to live long from Walmart. Yeah, they never did seem to live long. Felt like Noah having all the fishes follow me back and forth. Now we're back to the Pope. Pickle P says now they sell $40 plastic coral. No shit. So Corey with the snails, and the snails are doing good, guys, by the way. It just got sidetracked, like way sidetracked with the whole lightning strike and so I'm working on it. Snails are still doing good. When we set up the big tank, we bought when I bought the tank at PetSmart or whatever pet store I was at, I bought some of the reptile feeding dishes. She wanted some more of those, and I went to look for them, and they were out at PetSmart. So I was looking at the other shit, all the other accessories that they sell at PetSmart, and then also across the street at Walmart. And holy fuck, they're expensive. I couldn't believe it. John Palmer says, I bought several fish from Walmart. So have a ton of people. But for some reason, there is a movement out there or whatever saying that Walmart never sold fish. Rewilder Life is a fantastic parent. Said, I used to bribe my kids with said fish. If you're good, you can go watch them. Nothing wrong with that. Jim says goldfish were cheaper than shiners at the bait store. What bait store is selling goldfish? Hunter says the latest generation haven't seen Walmart fish. I don't know what year they pulled out, and I bet I don't know what year Walmart pulled out, but sure had a lot of kids. Off-grid Ping says they're whitewashing the fish at Walmart. Jim says that Walmart goldfish were cheaper than bait store shiners. How was the fishing with goldfish? What were What were you targeting with goldfish? Rewilder Life says my youngest is 24 and they had them when she was little. So yeah, that would have been yeah, that would be about right. I was gonna say late 90s, early 2000s was when I remember seeing the fish at Walmart. Yeah, I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it in quite a while. But this Mandela effect lady, and that's what she does. That's her gig. That's her deal on TikTok. She talks about all the Mandela effects, and she added this one. So there must be a concerted effort out there to make people forget that Walmart sold fish. Jamie said it. Walmart fish Mandela effect. What was the year that they said what is the year that all the proponents of the world-ending simulation starting causing all the Mandela effects? I thought that was in the 90s sometime. That wouldn't work with the timeline of the fish disappearing out of Walmart in the early 2000s. So I think she might be off. I don't know. We might have just busted her fucking theory. Jim says, but why? Why not? Why did they take the cornucopia off the Fruit of the Loom label and then say it never existed? Like, why? What difference does it make? I don't know. And here's another big conspiracy theory, guys, for you. Shocker. I don't know if this is much of a conspiracy. I've pretty much known this for a long time, not just with food, but with several other things, and we've talked about it on the show here. But this guy thought he had breaking news, and I just started. Off-Grid Ping says, unless it does have something to do with CERN and there are multiple, who knows? Or is it all BS? Cuphead plush adventures. If you were seeing this comment, I just want to let you know my Cuphead versus Bendy plush videos get mad brutal at the end, and just 2 seconds later, near the end, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I really don't. I don't know. I don't. John Palmer says October 2019 is when they stopped selling live fish. Well, there we go. She is full of shit. Rewilder Life says it's wondering if we converge with another timeline. Maybe it's how we saw fish at Walmart. I don't know. Cuphead, are you a furry? Somebody in my main chat's wondering if you're a furry. I don't know. Oh, Jamie said Cuphead is some stupid game. My boys used to watch the videos of people playing it. One of those weird rage games. Why do you want to play a game that is designed to make you mad? I don't know. Oh, I gotcha. Not my deal, man. Not my deal. Been a long time since something like that's been in my space of preview. Anyway, so the last one on my list here is something that we all know. We all know. They were trying to make it a breaking story that Great Value, sticking with Walmart here, Great Value, they're the Walmart brand. And like at Aldi, Millville, the generic brands of food that are in the store. Jim says people swear they cook in an Instapot. It's not. It's an Instant Pot. People remember things wrong as a group all the time. Gotcha. So Millville, Great Value. This guy was like, there's evidence to suggest that Millville is the same thing as General Mills. That Aldi just contracts the same factory to put a different label on the product. No shit. Really? Really? Who didn't know that? Great Value food gets produced in the same factory and just gets a little different label on it. Because Walmart has such buying power. Hunter says, why does it taste different? Chemically, it's exactly the same. Millville and General Mills cereal has been analyzed side by side, and they've come back the same. Psychological? I don't know. Oh no, and Jim and Rachel are going at it about the Instapot. Pickle Pete, okay. Pickle Pete knows this world. Actually, he says not always the exact same in private. Is that, I would say, a private label game? Is that what PL? And Rewilder, he says it's different versions of stuff like sweeteners and fillers. There are some though that are exactly the same. I know in the tool game and in a lot of industrial parts and equipment, the stuff rolls down the same line and gets spray painted a different color. Probably not a lot of products. I literally talked to the guy that switches the paint cans. I worked with a guy that worked at a industrial production facility. It was for industrial parts, probably nothing you've ever heard of. They were pumps, but one was a high end brand that rolled off the line in a shiny color, and the other one was an aftermarket brand that rolled off in a different color and was about 40% the cost. He said it was just paint color. Like seriously, same parts, same everything, same line, and the paint color changed. Hunter says, "Oh, did you see Harbor Freight beat Snap-on? Was that the Bolt commercial where the dude had the blank, and he was just unbelievably shocked that that the Harbor Freight, what is the Harbor Freight brand? I can't think of what the Harbor Freight brand is, but yeah, he locked on. It was an open-ended box wrench. I don't know what he called it. Spanner wrench, maybe. That's not a spanner wrench, but Pickle Pete says having multiple price points needs different names on the shelf. Some people want to pay more. Correct. Rewilder Life says some tools have different innards, plastic versus metal. Yeah, they were just testing straight old metal open-ended box wrenches, and Harbor Freight just the blue Snap-on away. And I don't know. I was never really a fan of the Snap-on shit that my coworkers had. I really didn't like it. Especially when I saw the price tag and their bill every month when the Snap-on guy came. Jim says a naughty word. Jim says the beep are in the same group. In this group, same, just branding. He meant battery bank and solar panel combos, but he said solar generator. Pip says it's a combination wrench. I'd take that. Cuphead, I am not not happening. I'm not watching I'm not going to watch it. Rewilded says Hobart sold out, and now the KitchenAids. It's KITXH KitXhenades have plastic crap inside. Yeah, same with Fiskars. Fiskars sold out and is U.S. made now, and they're not as quality as not as quality as they used to be. Jim says his solar generator lightsaber. And Hunter couldn't reply because of the stupid school zone. Yeah, I think Pickle Pete nailed it here with we need different price points. We need different price points of the same exact product because psychologically some people just want to pay more. It seems scammy. It is scammy. There's a lot of that in this world, but some people just want to pay more. Some people just want to pay more. We've come into a disposable world, and I found that out. Well, I didn't find that out. The other day, if you've seen my reviews of that rechargeable camping fan, I loved it. I absolutely fucking loved it. Rechargeable, you could run it plugged in. It had a little battery bank in it. Had a misting feature that I never used. I love the thing. Put out a shitload of air movement on a very little charge. I went to plug it in the other night. Excuse me. Got the hiccups. I went to plug it in the other night, and the USB port was gone. The USB-C port was just gone. I plugged it in, and the hole was just empty. So I shook the fan, and it had snapped off. And I talked to Jamie when I stopped out there, and he said the same thing had happened to his kid's tablet. And he was able it was still wired. He was able to grab it with a tweezer and pull it out and still use it. And I was like, oh, maybe I could just take the base off this fan. I started taking screws out of this thing and screws and screws and screws. And I take shit apart. I did for a long time. I took shit apart and put it back together for a living to fix it. I couldn't figure out how to get this thing apart. I must have taken a dozen screws out of the bottom of this little fan to open it up. I was either going to try to fix the USB or harvest the battery or something. I ended up just throwing it in the trash. Like literally infuriating looking at this thing. And the fact that all these screws were in there, I have no idea why. Because I took every screw possible out of the thing, and it still wouldn't open. I tried to pry the seams. I tried to do everything that I could figure out to get this thing apart, and it wouldn't come apart. It's disposable. But why all the screws is my question at that point. If it literally won't open up when you take all the screws out, what's the function of the screws? Added expense? Are they propping up Jim said, how's the Daily Stoic going? It was good. I just realized I needed to move on. I didn't get really mad. I just threw it away. I was like, this isn't worth the time and effort, and I need to focus on something else. I could buy the size battery that was in there on Amazon for less than it took me. Sean Palmer says aesthetics. They're propping up the screw industry, making fans. I don't know. It's all, guys, it's all a big house of cards. It's going to start falling as soon as we stop buying one product. Jesus. Oh. Wilder Life says, I need grounding in the woods, sell everything and live by the river. I hear that. Corey and I are taking off this afternoon. We're going to head out to Delinquent's Gully. Going to stay out at Tim's cabin. Yesterday, I got the rest of the bat insulation up in the ceiling. I still have a couple of small sections of Reflectix to get up on the ceiling to make it white, kind of hold that batting up in there until we, as a temporary ceiling until we finish out the inside. And I'll finally, I think I'll get to work on the plumbing project, the gutter project this weekend. Last weekend was it was a rough go. We had it wasn't big issues or anything, but it was just slow going and adjusting to going out there. But we're gonna head out today. We're gonna get a bunch of stuff done this weekend, and we'll follow up with it on Monday. Let you know what we got. I'm gonna make some videos. I have a list of videos I need to make. I have that gutter project. We're gonna start trying to get a little bit of water up to Tim's cabin, and then move forward with getting better water supply to Tim's cabin at workday with a dam project. A dam project. Damn. We're going to put in a dam if you give a damn. Is what it is, guys. It's Friday. It's almost quarter after. I'm going to wrap it up here, get out. I got to go do laundry, get groceries, and then pack up, and we're going to head out into the woods for the weekend and see what we can get done. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the little fun conspiracy talk. I hope I didn't challenge anybody's ideals too much with the end of the world with the Pope coming, or saying that he was 27 and everybody thinks he's 20 or 33 and that he's not white. I like my Jesus black. Oh, have a great weekend, guys. Knock it out of the park. I hope you get a lot done. I hope you have a fantastic time. Enjoy your wife. Enjoy your husband. Enjoy your kids. Enjoy your time. Yeah, all that shit. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on Monday.
I can see the light.